Welcome! I'm going to go over how to add a blog using AutoBlog Commander software. When you start the program, you'll see that it defaults to the blog screen. So unless you're not at the blog screen, you don't want to be there. And then you can either click the new button up here or right click and select new. And that'll bring up our blog entry screen, and that's kind of the hub of the AutoBlog Commander software. It basically gives you all the information about the blog that you're entering. And so what we'll do is, you'll notice up here the first thing is the site information is on top, and this area right here is the first section that we're going to start with. We're going to give this blog a name, and we're going to use a fictitious name as the Dog Walker Blog. Need to spell here. There we go. And then this will be a WordPress blog, so we'll select WordPress, start date of November 1st, language will be English. And then once we finish this particular section, we're just going to click Save. That way it'll save it in the database and allow us to add the niches, domains, registrar, all that information much easier in the future. You could do that all separately, and that's not a problem, but I'm just giving you the fast way to be able to get this done as quickly and efficiently as possible. So now we're going to click on the niche, and since there is no niche here yet, so we're going to click on New, and so we'll add a niche called Dogs. Save and close. And now dogs is our niche. The domain, if we click down, we'll see that there are no domains in the system. So we'll click New, and then we'll add our domain. This will be our domain screen, so we can add all the information about this particular blog domain. And so we'll say thedogwalker.com. And we'll select, now that we've saved, originally as we did earlier, we saved this blog so it'll be available for us to select from here. And the host for this thedogwalker.com, there are no hosting providers yet because I'm just starting out, so I'll click New, and I will add one of the companies we use, HostGator, and then I can put the website address if I'd like or not, and add notes if I wanted to. And you'll notice down here that later down the line, once we have more domains added to the system, any domain hosted with Gator, HostGator, will show up here. So you'll automatically, anytime you pick up any of the hosting providers you have, it'll automatically list all the domains, so it'll be easy for you to note which ones are hosted here. Once we're done with this, we'll hit Save and Close. So now we have our one hosting provider in, and we're back to our domain entry. We've selected HostGator. Now the domain login URL, I'm going to use the standard cPanel login, which is just the domain and then 2082, and so that'll be our and then here is going to be where we put the username to be able to log into the domain, and that's, you can just add that here. Now the registrar, just click down. If there are no registrars yet set up in the system, you'll just click New, and then add your favorite domain registrar, put in the login URL if you'd like, and then every time from this point on you add another blog or domain, you'll be able to just drop down and add your saved registrars, and they'll be in there already. And this will be the username and password to log into your particular registrar here. So I'll just put in a username and password. If I want to put notes here, I can put notes, comments, whatever I wanted to add in there. And then you'll notice also here that afterwards, once this registrar has been populated with several domains, those domains will show up here as being registered with this particular registrar, so it'll be easy for you to keep track of the domain, the expiration date, all by registrar. Okay, now that we're done with this, we just hit save and close. And so now, as soon as I hit tab and I see Namecheap show up here, it'll automatically fill in the username and password. And then I can select the expiration date for this particular domain. Say if I registered it just now, I'll put it a year from now. If I wanted to hit today, I can just click on today and say I'll do it on the 1st. And once I'm done with that, I just hit save and close, and that will populate our domain. And as soon as I click the tab, you'll notice these grayed out areas here. As soon as I hit tab, they will be filled in with the information I selected and entered into the domain area. So that's why it's easy to add domains later on. So once you add a domain, and you can add it to a blog quite easily, just do the drop down, select, and you're all set. Now the blog login is where you go to log in to edit or add to your blog. And if you're using standard WordPress, it'll just be one of two things, but I like to use the admin like this. And then you just add your username and password for this particular blog admin. And now that's the basic information. As you'll notice, that is the basic entry of a blog. So you're basically done, entering the blog here. So we can just hit save, and then that'll be saved. All this information is saved. Now if you wanted to take notes, you can add more notes here. If you wanted to add keywords that you are using with this particular, or to be ranked by, you just go to the keyword section, click on either right click and new, or click the little white button here for the new keyword, and then you can add a keyword, say for example dog walking, and the blog is already selected because you're in it, and the particular URL, say the dogwalker.com, say dog walking, is the post that I'm trying to get ranked for the term dog walking. And then I can put, if I have a position at Google, I can put the date that I last checked, or if you want to just add the date that you added this particular keyword in. And then if you have any other notes, you can add them here. Click save and close. Now if you had more than one keyword, you can always go back in, just click on that twice, and then you can click save and new, and then you can continue adding more keywords, and a blank screen will come up, and you can just continue adding keyword after keyword. So that's an easy way to add multiple keywords at a time. If you go to the monetization tab, you can select how you're going to plan to monetize this particular blog, whether or not you're going to use Amazon, AdSense, whether or not you're going to sell a product, whether or not you're going to refer them to ClickBank products, or if you have something, another monetization, you can just add it here into the other box. We're just going to select Amazon and AdSense for this particular one. If we go to the income, this is where you can add income sources. So for example, at the end of the month you get a ClickBank check and you have $55 worth of commissions. You can just easily add your income here, and the Dog Walker blog is already selected. If you put in the amount here, if you want, you can either just click on it and add the number, or you can drop down here and it'll bring up a little calculator, and you can hit just 55. Click the down arrow again, and it automatically adds it into as a currency. You can add the date. You can select from the calendar. For example, maybe it was at the end of the month, and the source, for example, ClickBank. And you save and close. Now you see that listed automatically with the blog. You'll also notice that the sum of the income is at the bottom, and the sum of the number of payments are at the bottom. And then if you plan to do promotion or if you have promotional tasks, you can click also on the new button, and then you can add your promotion. The blog is already selected. You can select the date that you did a particular type of promotion. Say for example, I got 100 backlinks today, so I can put 100 backlinks made, and then I can add notes. For example, if I wanted to add where they were, or just copy and paste the report in here, you can add that. You can add unlimited notes. When you're done, click Save and Close, and that is now done here. Once you're done with this, as you'll notice, we've gone through every section of the particular blog except for scheduling tasks. And scheduling tasks down here is if I had a task to schedule for a future time period. Like for example, if I wanted to say I had to add an entry. For example, I wanted to add content on, let's see here, I'll say on the 5th, and I'll go to the 5th, and the end date will be also the 5th. And what priority is it? Is it a high priority or is it a low priority? Say for example, it's a decent priority. If I wanted to add notes here, add PLR text or PLR articles, save and close. And now you'll see that on your calendar here, Friday the 5th is bolded, and that'll show a task available on that particular day. So once we're done with this, all the different aspects here, just hit save and close, and then you'll notice that the dog walker blog has been entered, and all the data here is showing. And if I wanted to go and see all the other parts of this, all the other pieces that compile or that compose this particular blog, if I click on domains, you'll see the dog walker is here and the registrar and the blog host. I go to the niches, I'll see that my dogs are a niche. Under tasks, I'll see here that the 5th is bolded, so I know that there is a event on that day. And when I get to the 5th, if I open up, when I open up my the software on the 5th, it'll show as a task here at whatever time I selected. If I go to keywords, it'll list the keywords that I added with the blog tied to it. When I go to promotions, you'll see that the promotion is listed. When I go to income, you'll see that the income is listed. When I go to registrars, you can see that my registrar is listed. And when I go to host, you can see that the hosting provider I entered is in there. So that's how you add a blog to AutoBlog Commander software. If there's any way I can help, please let me know. Enjoy. Until next time. Bye now.